Listen, we've been dancing around this all evening. Would you like a limerick written about you? It's no trouble.
I'm fine.
Absolutely no trouble. I mean, on a scale of 1 to trouble, no trouble. I mean, it's not like I haven't won 2 limerick competitions. Well, I haven't won 2 limerick competitions. But I didn't enter them without some degree of talent. All I need is your name.
Still Holly.
Still Holly. There was once a girl called Holly, whose name was no man's folly. She favoured my beard.
You don't have a beard.
It should be revered.
A little bit weird.
And it made her think... Golly.
You really don't remember me at all, do you? University, first year. I'm Holly, not Harriet.
No, you're nothing like Holly. I mean, she was a psychoactivist bitch who broke it off with me after I killed a few penguins. Nothing like you. She had glasses. Sweet mother of penguins.
I got contacts.
You got hotter. I mean, Holly.
Now, Stanley, you only need to pull the trigger once. You just need to tag one, and then we can leave these poor little guys in peace.
You got it, Schnookums.
Stanley, no! The cliff! No!
Don't worry, they're birds!
But they were birds!
Flightless birds!
I'm not an ornithologist. How was I to know?
We went through this, an ornithologist. That was in part 1 of my breakup speech. Take it from the psychoactivist bitch.
Well, I didn't mean to make it sound
really
like...
You haven't changed. What do you even do now?
Well, I live here. Well, not in the pub. I mean, I'm a fun guy. But I enjoy the occasional tipple. But nothing a psychiatrist would take issue with it. Holly, what's it been? 5 years?
18 months.
Ah, well, time flies when you're emotionally devastated. Still, water under the bridge, eh? Penguins under the cliff.
Yes. Hundreds of endangered ones. Dead.
They can't swim. They can't fly. They're apparently susceptible to machine gun fire. Of course they're bloody endangered.
Everything's susceptible to machine gun fire.
Batfink?
He's a fictional character.
I saw him on TV last week.
Still fictional.
I see you're still bitter. I won't apologise about Antarctica. The pickup limerick, though, that was too far.
Yeah, does that ever actually work?
You'd be surprised how alone it's left me. So, what are you up to these days, Schnookums?
You're not allowed to call me that anymore.
What are you up to, Holly?
Well, I'm here for the protest. What else is happening in Spotsbury? Haven't you heard about the fracking they're planning?
Look, I appreciate there's still an animal-like attraction between us.
No, fracking, hydraulic fracturing.
Whatever you kids call it.
We're the same age.
Time is linear.
Don't you care what they're doing to your village? The contamination the aquifers are going to be in.
Look, this is embarrassing for me as a man of letters, but were those words?
You live here, right? The giant fracking drill they've put just outside Broadhurst pass you by.
I thought that was the Eiffel Tower.
Traditionally, that's in France.
You can imagine my surprise.
Roses are delicate flowers, works of art, but only a holly could steal my heart.
Sounds like nonsense.
Your nonsense. When you wrote real poetry.
Definitely birds! Definitely birds!
Holly MacDonald.
Message to you is that what?
No.
You're interrupting me. I'm trying to talk to everyone here.
Look, I have the floor. I have the floor.
No. I think you'll find it was my turn just then.
Look, I have the floor.
It was my turn just then. I'm trying to tell these people how awful fracking is. Do you not realise how stupid you look right now with that, with that hat?
Ultimately, how does this woman represent us? I stress that again, woman. What does the press want to see? A short, hippie bint, or a respected gentleman of the community? I gesture loudly to myself.
Short, hippie bint? You're a dinosaur, Jonathan.
I'm 27.
Blockades work. Direct action is the only way.
Fine words. Fine, womanly words. But I know what Spotsbury wants. We are not an army. We're a subdivision of the farmers' market. I point you aggressively to the minutes from the previous meeting.
Do you know what he wants?
Little Stanley Gibbs and aspirin and a good night's sleep, I can imagine.
Look, he lives here too. Do you think I'd make a good leader? Just say yes, pisshead.
Oh, well, no one's been allowed to forget Jonathan's 80 years of being church warden.
Again, I'm 27. 1987. It was a good year for whiskey. Better year for rumping. Prime leadership meet right here. Anything of value to add, Stanley?
Perhaps a limerick.
Oh, dear God, no.
There was once a protester called Holly who, when Googled this morning, was no man's folly. But I'd do better than someone wetter, and I wouldn't even need a brawly. Oh, no, wait, no. I mean, Holly would do better. Holly would do better.
All in favour of making Stanley the president of FRACK OFF!
Yeah! Stanley!
That was a mistake, Stanley.
How are you doing that?
Because I'm stronger than you. More experienced. And I own far more tweed than you can possibly imagine.
Very nice.
God, I look good in tweed. Anyway, this leadership charade of yours won't last long. Watch your step.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Struggling with the bush there, were we, Stanley? That's not the only bush you'll be struggling with. Wait, that came out wrong. Do you mind if I just go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Left leg up a bit.
Okay. Oh. Not so fast, Stanley.
Look, I stopped that sexist being leader, didn't I? And will people please start announcing their presence before jumping out at me?
You were doing that for yourself. You're so bored with your own life, you think you can ruin mine. You have no idea what you're doing. It's like Antarctica all over again. When you fail, and you will fail, I am taking your job.
Yeah, well, limericks. Angry, cutting limericks. You know, and it does look like the Eiffel Tower. It really does. You know, I mean, we could go to Paris, see it for ourselves, you know. Got a lucrative limerick business. I do. Could write a few. I'm talented. Very talented. You know, they call me Stanley Gibbs. Limerick extraordinaire.
Stop screaming, Stanley. It's very disconcerting.
Attempt.
Yes, hate to jump you like this, but this really was the only way I could contact you. Rebecca Ransom, Fracture Inc.
I could have killed you there, you know.
I doubt that.
I'm a white belt in karate.
That's the belt they give out for turning up. I've got the belt for killing a man with his own shoelaces. So forgive me for not quaking in my boots.
What belt is that?
Obsidian is superior to black in every way. It's made out of the intestines of the Queen.
Isn't she still alive?
She doesn't know I've taken it. Turns out you can take up to 1 meter. I took 3. At any rate, I'd like to congratulate you.
Why?
I thought it best for the PR of my company to have a good working relationship with the new president of the FRACK OFF campaign.
Who?
You.
Oh, right.
We'd like to come to an understanding with your esteemed colleagues so that this blockade ends and normal operations can resume.
I've only been leader for 5 minutes, and I've already been threatened. Twice.
3 times. The intestines, the shoelaces.
3 times. Listen, I'll have to talk to Holly about it first. You know, it's a huge deal between me and her, and I really love her, and I think don't know...
You're the leader, Stanley. Grow a pair, sign the contract, and get these people off this road.
Wait, didn't you say you were a public relations officer?
Sign the contract.
You're right, Stanley. Hair of the dog?
Not today.
Got a rough morning.
I think I became the leader of an environmental group.
Rougher than usual then. What's this, Greenpeace? Garden Force?
Fracking.
Kinky.
That's what I thought. Turns out, no, though.
Look, I've been serving you since you were 4, alright? And believe me, I've been in worse jams. You'll be all, what are you doing?
Googling fracking. Rock fractured with high pressure water. Doesn't sound too complicated.
One sodding limerick and they love him. I don't get it. I mean, he's so obviously an idiot. I mean, he's got a wholesome face if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, God. Sorry, gods. We were a part of something bigger at university, you know, until Antarctica. He was always there for the ride. He never actually cared. He never actually cared. This is perfect. I shouldn't worry. He'll just end up destroying himself if he doesn't care. He won't last a day. Gods, you're good. Do you think I pay actual therapists real money for treatment I could just get in a henge? You know what? Cheers. Cheers, Fred.
Circle. Not a henge.
How did he respond?
Terrified, of course, but I think he's too stupid to resign.
We used the girl.
Harriet?
Holly. The bint. Always remember your opponent's names. You saw the way he gawped at her. One stray move from Stanley, and your investment's safe, Mr. Wakeham.
Of course. Also, Rebecca, where the hell are we? It smells like a rat's arse in here, and not the good kind.
Would you prefer to use my living room?
This isn't much better.
Let's stick to the basement then.
I can smell the pretension from outside. Having a productive day, are we, El Presidente?
Very productive. What have you been up to? Consulting druids?
Yes. You've been out of the game for far too long. Traditionally, you're supposed to know what you're protesting about before you start protesting. Or before you start shooting penguins, for that matter.
Is that what your other friend said?
You see, we're trying to get at the oil and the gas and all those squish dinosaurs.
Which has made these layers of flammable stuff all over the earth like an explosive trifle.
The oil spreads all over the world, like a lubricant. Fracking, yay! No, wait, fracking, boo! The lubricant, when it comes out, it spreads heat all over the air. And all those badgers could die.
Badgers?
Badgers?
Where do you think global warming comes from?
Well, I'll admit there are some misinterpretations out there, but no one's perfect.
How about we present it in a different way? I've been doing some reading.
Am I about to hear a limerick again?
Maybe.
Triple vodka cranberry, please.
You shouldn't get me started on fracking. When an abusive puns, I'm not lacking. They'll bore a hole and kill some voles. So let's send these corporate fiends packing.
No, not voles. I don't think they're burrowing creatures. Moles, maybe?
Good. Workshop it. Another? There was once a company from Nantucket who saw Kent and thought, let's frack it. But they didn't think about what we drink, so let's take their drill and fuck it.
Nice. I like it. So you're talking about water pollution, right?
Yeah, sure.
Has this genuinely been your entire day?
I, got out a bit.
I was wondering, how many years does it take you to craft one of those excellent poems?
Well, I think 3, 4, I mean, I'm an artist,
Yeah.
let's be honest here, and You okay?
To fight your enemy, you must first destroy the oxygen on which he depends.
Right. Got a thing.
Do you think you can handle another?
Yeah, alright.
Miss, you forgot your chloroform.
No, I didn't.
Good work.
Not my first time. Is that a tweed balaclava? Where did you get it?
TK Maxx. The T stands for tweed. In hindsight, probably should have kidnapped her closer to my house.
Your house is just as bad as mine.
Oh, don't be melodramatic. At least I've got furniture.
She's coming too! Quick! Voices!
Holly! Wakey time.
Holly! Where am I? Not important. We just wanted to talk to you, mate.
I have a phone. You could have rung me.
She's got a point.
Wait, where are you even from?
Well, I thought it was obvious. We're from the, Western Australian coast of America. Apparently.
You definitely said Australia, Brucey.
We just wanted to, enlighten you about your Stanley friend.
Wanna hear what he's been up to, mate?
The man dreams in third person. He only has one scarf, which is not made of tweed, and he can only masturbate upside down, like a bat. Like a bat. Sorry, I don't know why I wrote that down twice. Like a bat. 3 times, I'm obsessed.
How do you know how he masturbates?
You made me watch him for 20 hours.
I only told you to go to his post. Well, looky here, Holly. It's Stanley's poetry book. Labeled, "For God's sake, don't let Holly see this." Let's have a look. A lot of it seems to be preoccupied with the two of you getting back together. And your breasts. Hey, wanna hear a limerick about your breasts?
Wait, what? Oh, Holly, you've got a chloroform, love. You really should have led with that piece of information.
Well, it's better than your hit-on man suggestion.
You mean hit man?
Right. Hit-on man. Hey. Hey?
Have you finished the interview yet, dear?
Yes, dear.
Good. I'll have the chloroform when you're done.
Right a bit.
Breasts!
Well, yes, they're remarkable.
Is that all you've been thinking about? Am I just a model for your idiotic poems?
Whoa. Where are you getting this from? Just down a bit.
Last night at the pub, an Australian and an American in balaclavas chloroformed me and told me about your little perversions.
So you were kidnapped and drugged by some random foreigners, and you're telling me that you're believing these people? Left a bit more, it's not quite right.
They also gave me this.
Oh, well, that could be anyone's A5 moleskin busy book, you know.
Really? There was a girl called Holly from Devizes who had breasts of different sizes. One was small, hardly noticeable at all. One was big, and won prizes.
Well, firstly, I'm not obsessed with breasts. Up a bit more. Up. Secondly, that's plagiarism. And thirdly, your breasts are remarkably symmetrical. I remember.
You're worse than a pervert. You're an uninformed pervert. Ah! I'm not even from Devizes. Grow up, Stanley.
From near Devizes. At least.
Holly.
Jonathan, look, I realise we haven't exactly seen eye to eye, but I've come to realise that Stanley really just isn't fit for the job, and
You think Stanley's a disaster waiting in the wings?
I know he's a disaster waiting in the wings. I was wondering if you'd be so kind as to hear a proposition from me.
Let's take a walk. It's a bit stuffy in here.
This is a big day for all of us. But allow me to speak freely for a moment. There is a woman in this very audience that, well, frankly, she blows my mind. Her support to me is unshakable. Her hatred of quality poetry, unyielding. And yes, I approve of her body. Let's not bandy about with it. But in equal measure to her personality. I want you all to put your hands together for Holly MacDonald. Holly MacDonald, everybody. Holly MacDonald. Come to the stage, Holly. Holly, come to the stage, Holly. Holly. In hindsight, I probably should have checked she was here. Holly, is she over there? Holly? Right, there he is. I'm going to go again. Holly, come up here, Holly. Holly MacDonald, everybody!
We've been blinded by limericks, people. This man is only here to get back with me, which will never happen. Jonathan Wakeham and I are taking over with immediate effect. That way this blockade won't be a poetry-themed farce. Now, are you with me, or are you with the fraud? Stanley out! 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 You're not getting any closer to us than this. Who knows? You could write a poem about your feelings if you're struggling.
I'm an idiot, aren't I, Bard? You're right, a handsome idiot. Gods, you're good. But an idiot all the same.
In answer to your question, Holly, fracking, or hydraulic fracturing, is a process by which oil and gas is withdrawn from rock with using high-pressure water and toxic chemicals. 50% of wells leak in their first 15 years. That's why we're here, Holly. It's because we don't want to be poisoned.
2, 4, 6, 8. Fracking makes us irate. 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 2, 4, 6, 8. Fracking makes us irate.
Holly!
Did Glastonbury finish?
Makes us irate. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Bit of a palaver, this, isn't it? Where can I take you? Only kidding, I only know the way to the station.
What an idiot.
There was once a poet called Stanley, who couldn't be more sorry. My love for you is still sanguine. Sorry if I killed all those penguins. Nothing rhymes with Stanley.
Well, at least he's our idiot.